15 money habits that keep you poor. In today's video, we are going over the money habits that are really keeping you from building your wealth and becoming financially abundant. If we can break these habits or completely get rid of these habits, we are going to be able to increase our wealth. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier. So let's dive right in. All right, are you tired of struggling with your finances and living paycheck to paycheck? Well, today's video is for you if that is the case, because we are going to talk about these 15 different money habits that are keeping you poor and what to do instead. Because building good money habits is going to help us create that financial prosperity or that financial independence that we would like. Okay, the first money habit that is keeping you poor is living beyond your means. You are spending more money than you are actually bringing in. And I'm sure you've heard this one before, but it needs to be talked about because a lot of people are still doing this. They are spending way more money than they are actually making. A lot of people see how their friends or their neighbors are living and they think they need to live that same way. So they spend more money, they buy more toys, or they go on more vacations, but yet they don't actually have the money to be able to do that. So they are living beyond their means. That is definitely going to keep a person poor because there's no way they're going to be able to save money, let alone invest money if they are continuing to spend more than they are bringing in. So to fix this one, obviously we need to switch that. We need to live within our means and spend less money than we are making so that we have money to save and money to invest. And then money habit number 2 goes right along with this. This is neglecting to save any money. If we are spending our money and then if we have money left over and we think, oh, I have money left in my checking account, I need to just spend it. So then we spend it and we aren't prioritizing saving, then we are definitely going to stay poor because there's going to be nothing left in our accounts. One easy way to start saving money is to create an auto transfer directly from either your checking account, or even if you are getting a paycheck, just have it directly go into your savings. You can have a percentage go to your savings account. Or if you do have your own business, but you have consistent income, you can definitely set up a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage to put into your savings every single month. To share a personal example, when I was doing a workshop, I had a friend that attended that and she came up to me after and said she was headed to the bank right then to set up her auto transfer into her savings. And she did that, and she texted me months later and said that she was so happy she set up that auto transfer because there was no way she would have had that amount of money she had in her savings without doing that. All right, and then money habit number 3 that is going to keep you poor is continuing to purchase everything with a credit card and not having the money to pay off that credit card. If we are just swiping a credit card every time we go out to eat, or if we go to the grocery store or to the movies or to a play, whatever it might be, and we aren't really paying attention to how much money we really have, and we continue to use that credit card and not pay it off every single month, we are going to accumulate a lot of interest, and it is going to be really hard to pay off that credit card later. And that is really going to keep us poor because we will just be paying interest on those purchases over the long term, which means we won't be able to save as much or invest as much money. So really make sure you know how much money you have and don't go over the amount that you have. I personally do like using credit cards. I don't remember the last time I used my debit card because I know I have money to pay off that credit card. I'm not spending extra money that I don't have. I'm able to pay off that credit card every single month or before I get charged interest. And if the temptation is too great, if you know that you are just going to overspend, if you do have a credit card, then get rid of your credit cards. And that way the temptation isn't even there because you don't have the credit card to rely on. All right, and then habit number 4 on keeping us poor is to do what the average person is doing. If you see your friends going out to eat all of the time, or if they're buying a new car every year, they're buying a boat, they're upgrading their home, and you continue to just do what they're doing, then you're going to be in the same spot they are. And they probably are not able to afford a lot of those things. They probably are living off of credit cards. And if we want to not be poor, then we don't want to do what the average person is doing. We want to be conscious with our spending decisions. We want to know how much money we have coming in and how much money we have going out. And we want to build up an emergency fund. We want to have money to invest and actually invest that money. And I realize it can be tempting to do what the average person is doing. Their life may look pretty good if they're going boating all the time or traveling all the time. But we need to take a look at our own personal financial situation and do what is best for us and decide, what are our long-term goals? What is it that is going to help me achieve those long-term financial goals? And then take steps in that direction. Going along with this, number 5 is neglecting to budget. We don't know how much money is coming in. We don't know how much money is going out. And that way, we don't even know if we can invest our money or if we will be able to retire one day. If we aren't taking a look at our finances, we are not going to be able to improve our finances. I personally like using a Google Sheet with a free app. It's called Empower. You can hook all of your financial accounts to Empower, and that way you can see your full financial picture in one place very, very quickly. If that's something you're interested in, I will leave my referral link below. You can click on that and set up a free Empower account. But however you want to do this, make sure that you are sticking to a budget or a spending plan, like I like to call it, so that we can plan out where we are going to spend our money. It's not restricting, it's actually enabling us to be happier, to spend money on things that are going to bring us more joy. And we can make improvements along the way because we are actually tracking and measuring what we are doing. And then money habit number 6 that is keeping us poor is ignoring the small expenses. And I know sometimes people think, oh, you're not going to become a millionaire if you just stop buying your coffee every day. But honestly, if there are a lot of little expenses that we are spending our money on, they can add up to a large amount. For example, if we have a number of different subscriptions, like if we have a Netflix account, a Hulu, Amazon Prime, whatever else there is, and we just have all of these subscriptions every single month, if we narrow that down to one subscription, then we can probably have, I don't know, $100 to invest every single month, which may not sound like that much money, but if you are investing $100 every single month, that is going to compound over time and turn into thousands of dollars in the long term. So pay attention to what you are spending your money on. And is it really important to you? I'm not saying to get rid of all of your little expenses. If something's really important to you and you're being very conscious about spending your money on that certain item, then continue to spend your money on that item if that is bringing you true happiness and you feel like it is worth it. All right, and then money habit number 7 that is keeping you poor is valuing other people's opinions over your own opinion. I feel like this happens a lot, especially with women. We tend to be more people pleasing and we will put others' needs or their opinions above our own. And we really don't want to be doing that. We want to value ourselves and realize our self-worth, that our opinions are important. And not everyone has to agree with our opinions. Just to give you an example, when I wanted to invest in real estate, I got mixed feedback. Some people were saying, Tiffany, that seems really risky. It seems really crazy. Are you sure you want to do that? And other people, luckily, were supporting me in that decision. But I had to ignore the people that were saying, oh, I think that's crazy. I don't think it's a good time to invest. All sorts of those opinions, and go with my own opinion of, I know I want to invest in real estate because I have seen this work for other people. I know it can work for me, and it really has. And if I would have listened to those other people's opinions, then I would not have invested in real estate. And who knows where I would be today? Probably not a millionaire, nor financially free. And then habit number 8, keeping you poor. And this one is a big one. I love talking about this one. It is delaying investing or not investing. It is so important that we are investing our money, that we are making it work for us, so that we can one day stop working for the money, or at least have the option to stop working for the money. This is so important. I was really good at saving my money for a really long time, but once I switched over to investing my money and saw that power of investing, of compound interest, of creating semi-passive income, having cash flow coming in every single month, I knew that was going to make the biggest difference in me becoming financially free and being a millionaire. There's no way I would have been able to do either of those things if I had not invested my money. And honestly, I wish I would have invested more sooner, right? We all say that and we can't go back. So to those of you who haven't started, make sure and start today. And honestly, if you want help investing your money, I have a free masterclass where I go over how I can help you invest in the stock market. I will leave a link below in the description. You can click on that link, check out the free masterclass, and start investing your money. And then money habit number 9 that is keeping you poor is not setting clear financial goals. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I talk about goals a lot. I think they're really important. I feel like we need to have something we are working toward, and setting a clear financial goal is really going to help us focus where we are spending our money and our time so that we know where we should focus our money and our efforts to help us achieve that financial goal. I know that when I set my goal to purchase another property, I stopped spending a lot of money on clothing. I had plenty of clothes, and I was just more focused on saving up for a down payment for my property. I knew exactly what I was working toward. I knew what steps were going to get me there closer or sooner. So I took those steps. But if we don't have a goal, then what are we working toward? What are we going to do with our money? We'll probably just spend it and think, oh, where did all of my money go? What do I have to show over the past 10 years? But if we have that goal, then we have something we're working toward. And then money habit number 10 that is keeping us poor is accumulating high interest debt. This is a huge one because if we have high interest debt, we are paying way more for things that we purchased a long time ago because of that compound interest. We want to switch that. We want to be earning that compound interest, not paying that compound interest. So if we do have high interest debt, then we need to just set up a plan and pay that debt off. And if you want more of a breakdown on paying off debt, I have another video for you. I will leave a link above. You can check it out later on. And then habit number 11 that is keeping you poor is finding something that works and then stop doing it. For example, if you know investing in real estate is working, but then you stop doing it, then you are going to stay poor. You're not going to be able to build your wealth. And honestly, this is a big one because a lot of people might think, okay, yeah, I know this strategy works. For example, if they're investing in the stock market, but then they decide to switch and do something else and they are starting over and they are not going to be able to build their wealth as quickly because they've already found something that works. So they can just continue to do that thing because they know it already works. For me, I've been able to do this. I've stuck with investing in real estate for the long term. I do buy and hold rental properties. And then I also invest in the stock market and I pretty much buy and hold my investments in the stock market as well. I didn't switch up my strategies. I kept the same strategy and I was able to become financially free and become a millionaire because I kept doing what I knew worked. And then number 12 is prioritizing looking rich versus being rich. This is another big one, and I kind of mentioned this before, but if we are so focused on looking rich, on having the biggest house, or the nicest car, or the coolest boat to take out on the lake, then most likely we are not actually rich. We are just continuing to have to pay for these liabilities, these things that are taking money away from us, instead of investing in assets, things that are going to make us money. And then we can buy our liabilities with the things that are making us money. And I get that it can be hard, especially when a lot of your friends have some of the nicest stuff and you don't. But honestly, it comes down to what is it that you really want? Do you really want to just look rich? Or do you want to have money in investments? Do you want to be able to retire one day? Do you want to be able to sleep at night, have peace of mind? For me, I definitely want the peace of mind. And I'm not so concerned about what other people think about me. And honestly, I remember a comment that I received on one of my YouTube videos. It was when I was doing my flooring in one of my properties. And the comment was, I can't believe you're doing your own flooring. You're a millionaire. I know people that hire interior decorators to do this kind of thing. and I'm thinking, I am a millionaire and this is what I choose to spend my time on and my money on, and I don't care what other people think, right? I'm not so concerned about looking like a millionaire. I am, and I know I am, and I can buy what I want, when I want, do what I want, and that's what I do. And I don't do the things or buy the things that are going to make me look so rich. Okay, and then money habit number 13, keeping us poor, is getting advice from broke people. Seriously, stop asking your broke uncle for investing advice. We want to ask people that actually know what they are talking about, that are above where we are. They are where we want to be, right? We don't want to ask someone that can't hold down a job for interview advice, right? We want to think about, who are we asking advice from, and do they already have the thing that we want? Do they already know about the thing we are getting advice on? For example, I'm not going to ask my mom about real estate investing advice. She hasn't invested in real estate. Her and my dad do own their own property, but they haven't bought rentals. I'm going to ask someone that knows about real estate investing, right? And if I want to know about canning, I'm going to ask my mom. She's super good at canning. Or if there is a sewing project that I want help with, then I'm going to ask my mom, right? I'm going to go to the person that has the experience. And then money habit number 14, keeping us poor, is complaining about our circumstances. If we never take responsibility for our actions, then we are never going to improve. We'll just continue to blame someone else for what is happening to us. So it's time to take ownership for where we are in our lives and make improvements. It doesn't help to blame anyone else. And it's true, maybe we didn't have the best parents when we were growing up or the best examples, but that doesn't mean we can't find a better example now or pull ourselves out of our bad situation. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying once we take ownership, then we can actually do it. We can make choices that are going to help us improve our circumstances. And then habit number 15 that is keeping us poor is waiting for the perfect conditions to start. Seriously, I've heard this a lot of times, especially with investing in real estate. People will say, oh, I'm going to wait for the market to drop. Or even with the stock market, oh, I'm going to wait until prices come down a little bit more. We are just waiting for this perfect condition to start instead of just starting. Because once we get started, then we start to understand how real estate investing works. And we can improve, we can continue to do better over time. And along with the stock market, if we get started, then we can just improve and get better at investing over time. Whatever it is, if we are waiting for the perfect conditions, it's never going to be the perfect conditions. We just need to start. Also, going along with this, I feel like if we are not starting with the perfect conditions, then we are going to be able to continue with that thing over time, because it's never going to be a perfect condition. Things could get worse, they could get better, but if we've already started during the non-perfect conditions, then we already know how to handle that. And we don't have to have perfect conditions to do things. All right, these are 15 money habits that are keeping you poor. And I'm sure I missed a lot, so comment below and tell me one other habit that is keeping you poor. And if you found this video helpful, make sure and hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information, and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and to the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more cool content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.